I think with all genuity, I think first of all, over 50 million Kenyans cannot be wrong when something is not right. And as much as we want to tell the president that he's not naked when he's naked, I think first of all we have to divorce ourselves and our mindsets from the truth and the chaff. And the reason why I'm saying so is because personally I'm a very good fan of the president as a person, because I like his charisma, I like his self-driven, kind of demeanor. I like how he has come from, where he has come from and where he is. He's a huge motivating factor for some of us.
What would you tell him as an advisor?
As an advisor, if I were an advisor, and which I would yearn to be one of his very soon, I think I would tell him very well that he need to look further and he need to consult widely. He need to also, give space, a bigger latitude for people to contribute in terms of their views, in terms of their, interest. Because when you look at the document, yes, taxes are painful, Abdi, I must tell you. And nobody likes being squeezed dry the way Kenyans are feeling right now. But going forward, I think, to me, we have to first of all understand that it's a fundamental right for us to contribute tax. And we have a duty and obligation as citizens of this country to contribute tax. Right. Because you can't expect the government to do everything for you, offer you security, offer you free health care, education, water, infrastructure, protect you and give you the dignity that you deserve as a person without, being obligated to do your tax bit. That for sure, we can't argue about that. But again, we also need to subject Kenyans in a manner that they also feel, as much as we are also contributing these taxes, we can see value for the money. And we also see what these taxes are doing. For example, when you go to Libya, Abdi, I'll tell you for sure, during Colonel Muammar Gaddafi's time, Libyans were having free housing and still today.
Free water, free electricity, free education.
Everything was free.
And money per kid.
Absolutely, and money in the pockets for the people and citizens as well. And that's something that, as much as the West, depicted the Colonel Muammar Gaddafi as somebody who was a dictator, but to them he was a hero. And they came to realize that later when he passed on, when he died. But going forward, they could see where their taxes was going to. Also, as much as we'd want to say it's a communism sort of setup as compared to a democratic free market economy, but we also want to see the same. We want to see our shillings working for us. We want to see the infrastructure. We want to see the healthcare. We want to see the education being taken care of from that. Because if Kenyans were seeing value for their money, they wouldn't complain. And this is a precedent that has been set by the previous regimes, where their money has been, being carried by gunny sacks at night, by people doing catwalks. Is that what you heard? People stealing billions, 2 billion per day. That's not small money. People, ransacking all the institutions that they have been mandated, such as KEMSA, NYS1, NYS2. And we have been condoning all this, and we have been watching as citizens and say, oh my goodness, this is our money. When we are languishing in poverty, people in Kibera and the Korogosho living such kind of dignified lives, when all the monies they have been contributing through taxes is being taken away by people who are in the positions that they have been mandated by law to preserve and to protect those resources on their behalf. When they see that, they feel so bad. And I'm here saying that if we were able to see value for our money, if we were to see these shillings working for us, people will not be complaining about this. And again, we also have to understand the debate about the financial bill and the housing levy has come at a time when we have a highly heightened political temperatures in this country. If this was during the handshake time, if this financial bill and the housing levy issue were actually being discussed at that environment, trust me, Abdi, the heat will not be this kind of hot. We would be seeing maybe, a low-level kind of discussions, no hard punches being thrown here and there, politically speaking. But because we are seeing a situation where there is a huge rift in terms of the political differences being experienced today, that's why the debate is also hot, and that's why people are also being misinformed and giving the wrong information.
But Dr. Mutie, is it largely because of the current political climate in the country, or, may I point this to you, 3 million Kenyan salaried who experience deductions, NSSF, NHIF, plus this, if Parliament passes the Finance Bill 2023, then that totals up to 11.7% of their pay slip. Is it because of that which is the cause of all these concerns, or according to you, a political pressure from the opposition?
Two factors may come into play in this issue. First of all, I said from my opening statement that the president can gain more from a wider latitude of consultations as far as the frameworks of these two issues are concerned, the housing and the financing bill. Wider consultation in the sense that public participation is giving, you know, an edge to contribute. People are giving...
Which is happening at the moment.
Correct.
Yeah.
Which is
more than 1,300 memorandums filed with the Finance and National Planning Committee. But when you talk about consultation,
yes,
then in your view, does the head of state need wider consultation on this?
I think,
from your understanding,
I think to me, it requires, you need to be a little bit patient with Kenyans. You need to be a little bit patient with the whole process. It doesn't need to hasten it, in the sense that it doesn't make it like, you know, leave a lot of dust in the eyes of the Kenyans. So to me, I think this consultation should be gradual and should also be taking place as we are talking right now. And I'm saying this because, Abdi, as I said before, if these discourses were happening at a time when there's an handshake, trust me, the heightened temperatures will be very low, that we don't even feel the discussions actually happening as they are doing right now. And because of the situation where we are, that's why we are finding, even supporting and advocating for some of the good changes within the bills, or even the housing levy, which to me is very good, because who would want to have a good house? Who would want to have a decent house?
Everyone needs a house.
Everybody needs a house. Even those who are supporting the other side of the political side, they also need a decent housing.
So